Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I'm Mike. That is my boy Sam. Today, we are going to be discussing three players that we think could be surprise cuts. Obviously, we're right now with the 90-man roster. It's really big. We're going to have to cut it down to 53 at one point. So, we're giving some guys that we think could be potential cuts. So, Sam, I think we can kind of just alternate, go one-on-one. So who
Yep.
is your first player that you think could be a surprise cut?
First player that I've listed is Rasheem Green. He's been on the team for a little while. And don't get me wrong, I like Rasheem Green. I think that he's had flashes of moments where he could be really nice. He led our team in sacks, I believe, in 2019.
With three?
He's talented, and I think that personally he could really flourish. But we just have a lot of depth at that position. We have Darrell Taylor, we have Alden Robinson, we have Carlos Dunlap, Kerry Hyder, maybe even Alden Smith.
Mayowa.
We have so many guys, and with him being on an expiring deal, I don't know if the stars align for him really well. I feel like it really might play against him just because we have so many people there, and especially also because he's on that expiring contract from I believe 2018 when he got drafted. So that's kind of my first player. He showed flashes. I just don't think that overall, I just don't think the team really forms well around him personally.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't think that he's a lock to make the roster. And like you said, we got a lot of big names over at the pass rushing kind of edge position. And I think that he's not the highest guy up on that list. So could definitely see him getting cut. My first name that I think could get cut, and maybe I'm crossing my fingers that he does, is Travis Homer. Travis Homer, you look at our running back room. Chris Carson's not going anywhere. Just sign him to a deal. Rashad Penny's got at least one more year left. We really want that guy to pan out. He's our first round pick, obviously. We got DJ Dallas, got my boy Josh Johnson. You already know he's a beast. So I think, when you look at our running back depth, is he the best at anything? Maybe pass block, right? But he's not that fast. He's not that big. Doesn't catch the ball all that well. I just think that there's nothing significant about Travis Homer to keep him. Really like DJ Dallas. I think DJ Dallas is going to be our third running back. So I think that Travis Homer could get cut potentially.
Totally fair. The issue is, I don't think that that's necessarily a surprise cut. I project him to get cut personally, which is just fingers crossed. Please God, let it happen.
Travis Homer.
I think our likely running back room is Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, DJ Dallas, and
that's probably it.
Alex Collins. I think 4 is like the minimum.
Yeah. And then one of the practice squad guys would come up.
I assume that Josh Johnson, if it's between Josh Johnson and Travis Homer, I think that Josh Johnson makes it just because of what he's done, and apparently he's having a really nice camp. So
we knew that. We knew he was going to have a nice camp because he's.
Who am I kidding? He's probably going to make starting running back, and just
right. He'll probably break
2,500 yards, and
he'll probably break the rushing record his rookie year
in game one.
Right.
Comfortably.
Just game one. 2,000 yards in game one.
But so with that kind of me saying that's not a surprise cut, that kind of leads right into my second one, which is Rashad Penny. Once again, I do not think that Rashad Penny will get cut. But if there is a cut that I could see coming, I think it's not insane to mention Rashad Penny. Let's say that Travis Homer has an insane preseason where he balls out. And Pete Carroll's Rashad Penny is injury prone. He's expiring.
Yeah.
Is it worth cutting?
Right.
And, I once again, I do not think he's going to get cut. This is not me calling for the cut of Rashad Penny because I think he deserves to play. And I think he's going to be good enough to make the team. But you look at, I think, Chris Carson, I think DJ Dallas, who's apparently having a really solid camp, is kind of a lock to make the team in the second year.
I think so. I think he played well enough last year to be a lock to make the team.
Yeah, when he's played, I feel like he was when he played last year, I feel like he was good. I'd say that Rashad Penny is probably the closest thing to a lock. But once again, if Josh Johnson or Alex Collins or Travis Homer has a beastly preseason, it could come at the expense of Rashad Penny, who's a little expensive, could free some money, go for $2 million. So.
Well, I have two thoughts with the whole Rashad Penny thing. Number one, I reason I don't think he'll get cut is because he's a first round pick and he's got a year left. I think
Yeah.
this is a prove it deal. You know, if we're talking about next offseason, like if he sucks this year, next offseason totally. But I will say, let's say he plays a little bit in the preseason, messes up his ankle, he's out for 3 months, or he messes up his knee. Obviously, I don't hope that happens. But if he sustains a serious injury, I mean, that's like every year of his career, he's had big injury problems. At that
Yeah.
point, you might just pull the plug on Rashad Penny. So in that aspect, I would really agree with you that like I think he won't get cut before preseason. I definitely don't think he'll do that. But if he gets hurt in preseason, I mean, I think that's definitely a possibility for him to get cut. So do not disagree. Um, my next surprise cut. You see, I think your cuts are like more surprising. My cuts are more realistic, which is totally fine.
Yeah, like I guess the way we kind of thought, I thought like if there was to be 3 players who are the most likely to get cut, and us to be like,
Yeah,
wow, that's a crazy cut. These
right,
are the 3 guys that I think he probably went the more realistic route,
right.
which makes sense as well because
Yeah.
those might actually be surprise cuts.
Now, this is a cut that I don't want to happen, but I think definitely
Oh
could
no,
happen.
it's gonna be a fan favorite, isn't it, Mike?
I wouldn't say he's a fan favorite. Robert Nkemdiche. I don't know
I love Robert Nkemdiche.
exactly. Like he's not. Yeah, exactly. Don't want him to get cut. I really want him to have that second chance to bounce back. From what I've heard, he's been doing good. The vets like him. He's been
Yeah.
taking advantage of a second chance. But let's face the facts. Very unproven. Um, we have Puna Ford, Alwood. He's gonna be fighting for reps at defensive tackle. We really don't know how he's kept in football shape. He seems to be his body seems to be in pretty good shape, but obviously you have to. I don't know how rusty he is. So I would not like to see Robert Nkemdiche cut, and I think it's a good story. But that would be maybe a cut that I would be a little bit surprised of if it happened. But I wouldn't be like over the moon shocked. I could see it, but I wouldn't like it if that's what I'm saying.
I can't really back that up for a couple of reasons. A, like you said, the team loves him and he's a great energy player and he's been having a good camp. B, after Al Woods and Puna, I don't really see anyone else who's going to be like really challenging him at that defensive tackle spot. I mean, maybe Monet,
Yeah,
but like you could have 4 defensive tackles even if you want Monet to make the roster. I mean, it could happen, but I see likely that I see it as more of a likelihood that Robert Nkemdiche's on the team. But
yeah,
that would be a surprising cut.
yeah.
Like if he got cut, I would be legitimately surprised. My third player kind of follows the 1, 2, 4 expiring deal, maybe a little bit unproven. You never know. I had Trey Flowers, expiring deal, and really why I say this once again, I do not think he's going to get cut, but expiring deal. Talk about how we have so many players in the cornerback room. Damaris, like guys who could be challenging him, he's realistically going to be like third or fourth in that cornerback room. Guys who could be challenging him, even guys like Marquise Blair, who's not going to get cut, I'm saying, but he's going to get corner minutes. So that's a safety that you can throw into that corner room. Bang, that's 4 guaranteed players to make the team right there. Kello, DJ Reed,
Trey Brown,
Trey Brown, Ugo, and then Marquise Blair. That's 5. Just that's 5 right there.
Yep.
And then so the 5 seems like a normal amount. 5 corners are kind of like wide receivers.
Don't forget, Pierre Desir, Demaris
5 or 6,
potentially.
and that's what I was getting to. Even a guy like Brian Mills, who has tons of potential, and like Savion Smith, who has apparently been doing pretty decent, or even in the crazy situation where we sign Richard Sherman or somebody like that, Trey Flowers is not going to make the team. He's just not. It's really not going to work out for him. The expiring deal is what's really going to kill him here because, I mean, of course, DJ Reese and Akello are expiring, but those are 2 different guys. Those are guys who have proven themselves and have proven that they deserve a starting spot on the starting lineup.
Right.
Ugo and Trey, Ugo and Marquise are young. They've had flashes. Trey Brown's a rookie, a 4th-round rookie. Those guys are not going to get cut unless if you're Gary Jennings. You're not a 4th-round pick that gets cut.
Gary Jennings wasn't one of 3 draft picks, so
yeah.
I think Trey's got
Gary
a little
Jennings
more
is like one of 15 draft picks. That
we had a lot of draft
crazy.
picks that round. Yeah,
but
basically a 7th rounder.
Yeah, that kind of follows what I had. With what I had before that.
Some of the best minds in the history of our planet have said, "Great minds think alike." Trey Flowers was my 3rd guy too.
Nice.
expiring
Nice.
deal. I think we've got depth at corner. We've got, like you said, Trey Brown isn't proven, but he's going to make the team, right? We didn't draft
Yeah.
him as one of our 3 picks to cut him. Trey Flowers is just not that good. I say, this is my thought. Trey Flowers is a great practice squad guy. We bring him up for 2 weeks of the year to play the Cardinals. He'll shut down DeAndre Hopkins and then send him back down to the practice squad. It's like I'm trying to think of like an example. I don't even know. It's like maybe like sending a guy to the minor leagues.
It's like a relief pitcher. It's like going to the mound. We're going to the mound. We're bringing in Trey for this one.
Like before there was the rule that you had to face 3 batters. The one guy that would come in who was like the lefty specialist to like strike out Bryce Harper or something, and then you strike out Bryce Harper and you just get out.
Like before that rule where like there would be like a guy who would just like who has like 30 home runs off righties, and then they bring in the righty, they bring in the lefty for like 9 pitches. They're like, all right,
that's Trey Flowers. He's the D Hop specialist. I don't think that he'll make the team. But again, he's a big enough name to it's like it's news if he gets cut, but it's not a big enough name to where it's like, oh my god,
it's gonna make like one of those like headlines where it's like after cut day where it's like shocking players who got cut who might be the next great player on your team from NFL.com or something.
Best free agents left after
it's gonna have like Trey Flowers. I always get those guys confused. Put another one in the jar that I brought up. There's jar
exactly. Also, get Trey Flowers off the team. I don't want to be saying Trey Brown no more. Like we need only one Trey in the defensive back room.
At least one of them spelled with a Y or something.
Right.
Please make it less confusing.
Or Trey, like a lunch tray. Like no.
Like Trey, Tray.
Tray. Yeah, no.
Trey.
Like Trey Young is Trae, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Or like or like even if like one of them is like Trayshawn or something, maybe go back Trayshawn instead of something like that. I keep getting confused. That's the bottom line. I'm not gonna make you change your name, obviously, but it makes me confused.
Too many problems. So
Trey Flowers is the problem there.
So just to review, I had as my 3 Travis Homer, Robert Nkemdiche, and Trey Flowers. You had
Rashad Penny, Trey Flowers, Rasheem Green.
Rashad Penny, Rasheem Green. So let us know what you guys think down below. There's a guy we missed that you think could or will get cut, or something you'd be really shocked. Let us know, what you thought of our list. Put who you have down below. If you think Russell Wilson is going to get cut, put Russell Wilson, obviously.
Yeah, like if you think that Bobby Wagner and Russ are going to get cut,
but don't you dare say Poona Ford. Don't you dare say Poona Ford.
If you say Poona Ford is going to get cut or Michael Dixon, just leave. Like literally, you're not a Seahawks fan. Or Jason Myers.
Right.
Can't have that.
Damian Lewis, just get out of here.
Yeah, we don't take that.
That's our video, and hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.
Peace.